I'm 19 years old. I'm currently in college. And in 2025, I made over $153,000. And I'm not saying that to flex. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because sometimes I genuinely sit back and think, how is that even possible? I don't have rich parents. I don't have a trust fund. Nobody handed me money. Nobody gave me connections. Nobody put me in position. Everything I made came from building and scaling my own social media pages. That's it. And that's what's crazy about the time we're living in right now. You genuinely don't have to follow the traditional 9-to-5 path if you don't want to. The internet changed everything. You can build an audience from your bedroom. You can turn attention into income. You can create something out of nothing if you understand how these platforms work. But even with all that, why does it still feel like if you don't follow the normal path, people look at you like you're irresponsible? Even me. Even after making $153,000 in 1 year, I'm still sitting in college classrooms. And sometimes I'm just sitting there thinking, why am I here? Not in a disrespectful way. Not in a college is dumb way. But in a real way. Because if I'm being honest, nothing I've learned in my classes has directly contributed to that $153,000. Not a single lecture. Not a single assignment. Not a single test. And that's when I started questioning everything. Because while I'm in class learning theories about marketing strategies from 5 years ago, I'm also running pages that depend on trends changing weekly. Algorithms shift constantly. What worked last month might not work this month. The world is moving way faster than most classrooms. And meanwhile, millions of students are taking out loans, committing 4 years of their lives, hoping to land a decent paying job when they graduate. Now, if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, obviously school makes sense. But if you're there just because that's what everyone expects you to do, is that really enough of a reason? Because for me, at the beginning, that's what it was. I didn't go into college with a master plan. I chose digital marketing because it sounded close to social media. That's it. But once I started comparing entry-level salaries to what I was already building online, it didn't make sense anymore. Why would I grind 4 years for a job paying $45,000 a year when I already built something that made $153,000 in one? And the craziest part? I actually enjoy building my pages more than sitting in class. So let me explain how I actually made that money. Most of it came from short-form content, mainly YouTube shorts, some TikTok too. It was celebrity content, celebrity breakdowns, viral drama, interviews, controversial moments, explaining situations people were already talking about. I didn't try to reinvent anything. I didn't try to be completely different just to stand out. I studied what people were already paying attention to. When a celebrity situation was trending, I didn't just repost it. I added context. I broke it down. I structured it in a way that kept people watching until the end. That's the entire game. Retention. If people stay watching, the algorithm pushes it. If the algorithm pushes it, you get views. If you get views, you get paid. It sounds simple when you say it like that, but it took me years to actually understand it. I studied YouTube for over 7 years. I probably made 20 different channels. Most of them failed. Some got a few thousand views. A lot of them went nowhere. But every failure taught me something. How to hook people in the first 3 seconds. How to structure pacing. How to remove boring parts. How to speak faster. How to cut tighter. How to keep curiosity alive. I stopped thinking like a creator and started thinking like a viewer. Why would I click this? Why would I scroll past this? What makes someone stay? Once you understand that, the platform doesn't feel random anymore. It becomes predictable. And predictable systems can be learned. That's why I always say it wasn't luck. It was pattern recognition plus consistency. There were nights I was editing when nobody was watching. Weeks where views were low. Months where nothing felt like it was working. But I kept posting. And eventually, one page started gaining traction. Then another. Then the revenue became consistent. Then it scaled. Now here's the part that messes with me. Even after building something that works, I'm still in college. My plan right now is to finish this semester and reassess. I'm not making emotional decisions. I'm not dropping out tomorrow. But I am asking real questions. If I already know what I want to do, if I already know I want to build online, if I already have proof that I can generate income, why would I keep paying for something that doesn't directly move me toward that goal? College teaches structure. It teaches how to follow a system. But building something online teaches adaptability. It forces you to think. It forces you to solve problems in real time. It forces you to create value instead of just consuming information. And in a world that changes this fast, adaptability feels more valuable than memorization. Again, this is just my opinion. I'm not telling anyone to drop out. I'm saying question why you're there. If you have a clear reason, stay. If you're just following the script society handed you without thinking about it, maybe pause and reflect. Because we're living in a time where a 19-year-old with Wi-Fi can build a six-figure income from digital content. That's insane. I'm not special. I'm not a genius. I'm literally just someone who studied what worked, failed a bunch of times, and didn't quit. That's it. And if I can do it, it's learnable. Not easy, but learnable. This channel is just me being real about that process, what works, what doesn't, what I'm figuring out in real time. So I genuinely want to know your opinion. Should I finish college? Or should I go all in? Because this is just the beginning, and I'm documenting it either way. See you in the next one.